Hello, my name's Lucia Williams. I'm 31 years old and I'm studying barbering at the Northwest Regional College. Well, when I was 17, I was going for the bus. At the time I was studying engineer to take. So on the way to the bus, my vision blurred and everything went red. I couldn't see none in front of me. And I heard the bus pull up, and as the door opened, the wee bus man knew there was something wrong, so he came out and I just says to him, "No, I'm okay, don't be worrying about it." And he says, "Love, there's something wrong." Well, the thing was, I had lost my vision. I tripped over myself on the way down. Something wasn't right. I didn't feel right. I was kind of overheating. My head was pounding. And all of a sudden, my vision completely left me. So the wee bus man took me to the house. I only lived a minute away. And he took me into my daddy. And I says, "Daddy, I can't see." So it all started from there. We got in the car and we went over to the hospital. And they had done different tests. First they thought it was sunstroke because of the weather and it was so hot. Believe you me, there was so many things going through my head, from like, how could I play football again? You know, would I ever see my mum and daddy's fists or my brother and sister's fists again? Would I be able to go unaided anywhere? But when I got to the hospital and I had a couple of MRI scans, after a couple of hours the vision came back, but it was very blurred and double vision. I ended up with a pair of glasses with like a spectrum on it, you know, something that you would use in the back of a bus, to make things wider. But for me, this brought everything together because I was seeing double vision. I was seeing two of everything. This pulled everything in so I could see one image. I had to wear those for 3 months. But not only that, I was in and out of hospital, getting blood tests and getting scans, and you know, this was ongoing. About 7 or 8 months later, the vision completely come back on the left eye, but on the right eye, I only got 30% vision. Now it's still like that, but it has never bothered me because I have 20/20 vision in my left eye, and it counteracted everything. I kept getting these headaches and sicknesses and stuff like that, and my body wasn't working the way it used to. So they done test after test, specialist after specialist. I went to the Royal, and it wasn't the after River was born, my oldest daughter, that it had come back after I got a lumbar puncture down in the Royal when she was 2 weeks old, that they had knew then that it was MS, and it was from there everything kicked off. I was 19 when it had all started falling into place, and when I was diagnosed at 20, it was a struggle ahead. It was either to take the treatment they were giving me to make myself normal as such, or keep going the way I was going and have no life at all. But being in the house that I'm in, you know, and the like-minded I was, you know, my mummy says the doctors, you know, they're going to look out for you and give you the best treatment. And so it did, you know, I went for different things and different medications, and then I had my other girl a year later, and throughout the whole pregnancy I thought I was cured because I could walk again, normal. I could walk straight, I wasn't tripping over myself, I wasn't dropping anything, you know, my hair was growing, it was getting thicker. I had long hair for a lifetime, you know, but I had notions and I cut the hair up. But it wasn't the after Angel was born that everything hit me like a ton of bricks, and we were stepping up in the treatment, and we just, at this stage, it was down that I had relapsed and remitting MS, which is multiple sclerosis. And with multiple sclerosis there comes, you know, well, heartache, as they say, but in general it made me who I am, you know, it made me the person I am. I'm out to prove people wrong, and I'm still proving people wrong. When they tell me I can't, I tell them I can, I will, and I go out and do it. You know, they told me 6 years ago, I was told I'd be in a wheelchair. Now, my right leg plays up and it drags, you know, it would go under me. But I'm not in that wheelchair. You know, that life will never come to me. It's mind over matter. I have lost friends because they couldn't face that I had multiple sclerosis. But I was the one living with it. I was the one at home with children, figuring out in life, how am I going to be this woman that's going to be not only a mother, but a wife, a sister, and keep involved with all around me. Now, it is emotional. I had a great life, growing up. I played football, hurling, I cycled. I used to run track, I swam, I competed in triathlons at school. I loved sports day. I was always outside playing sports, anything physical. I was the person that was stuck amongst it all. I was amongst the fellas playing the football, and for me, I seen a life as something that would be outdoorsy, something that could be hands-on, something that I could be me and just do what I wanted to do and just think to myself, sure, I could be whatever I want. But unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way because I lost the use of my hands. With the strength of my hands became very weak. Not only my legs was weak, my hands was weak. I suffered severe migraines because of the multiple sclerosis. The vision played up, so that affected a lot of things I done. My hand coordination wasn't the best. I had to retrain myself to hold the likes of scissors, to cut, and because now I have issues with my memory, there was a time it got really bad where I started to have a stutter because my brain couldn't keep up with what I wanted to say, and I just say what's on my mind. So obviously my mind was somewhere else. But we live in a world where people bring you down because of your disabilities. This isn't a disability. My life is not limited. I've got the use of my hands again. I know that I can put my hand to anything. I could be myself. I am myself. I've never changed who I was. I went up to 16.5 stone. And when I was at that weight, it was hard because when I looked in the mirror, that wasn't me. Who is this person? Let's face it, that wasn't me. I look at photos now and I think, who is that woman? Who's that person holding my veins? Why did it have to be me? It made me a stronger person. It made me see the world in a different way. Growing up, I come from a family, we didn't have a lot of money, but we had a lot of love. I never went without. My brothers and sisters never went without. Oh, we fought. God, we killed one another, don't get me wrong. But you could never have a life like I had. You could never have the family that I have. And for me to have my wings around that and knowing when I was not myself, when I was sick, when the multiple sclerosis took over and took me to a dark place, I had my mommy and daddy to turn to. I had my brothers and sisters. We shared them. We still share them. They're not my wains. We reared them together. And, River's seen quite a lot of it. And Angel was shielded from it. But because it was all new when River was born, we didn't know how to take it. We didn't know how to face it. But we faced it together. We moved on. Over the past, I would say 5 or 6 years, I started losing the weight. Now, 2 years ago, it got to the stage where I gave up all the drugs. I tried so many from the relapses, and a lot of them affected me in different ways. My hair fell out, hence the do, I had bald patches and stuff, but hair grows. I don't care. People are going to pick on you anyway. And sure, if we were all bald, they would say whose head was the shiniest or whose was the tallest or flattest. So I think I rock the do, to be honest. It's me. The person I am now. Those wee bumps along the road made me who I am. I'm not a hurtful person. I'm not nasty. I love a joke. I don't drink. You know, looking through my health, I was so fit. You know, growing up, we ate healthy, we exercised. You know, I done it right. You know, we were brought up in a household where, you know, you ate your fruit and you ate your vegetables. You know, you had, oh, my mama always gave us a treat on a Friday. We got a wee Carmack bar at the shop. You know, you got your treat, and it was a treat because you know, you earned it. You looked forward to it. But as the time had gone on and had wanes of my own, you know, when I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, you know, it made me look at my own ways and think, how could I do a good job that my parents done for me? You know, how could I be the best parent? You know, I have great people looking up to. You have great aunts and uncles, you know, and I had great family in general from both sides. And then I thought to myself, but I'm not them, I'm me. You know, I'm quirky, I'm fun, you know, I'm strict as well. You know, I can be a bit of Hitler as my daughter, the younger one likes to say, because I do say no at times, and it's not for the likes of, you know, you're not doing it and that's it. I just say, no, listen, you know, we got to look at things different ways, because with my health, it opened up a world. It opened up a world where I see things different now with the ways. I appreciate every second. You know, I live for today. I'm being brutally honest. I can't turn around and say, we'll go on holiday next year, because I don't know if I'll be here next year to be able to go on holiday. I don't know if I'll be able to walk. You know, the sickness that I live with, it could take me at any time. It could take anybody. You know, if you give in, you know, you're gone. I have too much to live for and to fight for. You know, I've seen people myself that just give up, that are now in wheelchairs, that were diagnosed about 4 or 5 years ago. They just give up on life in general. They just thought, well, you know, what's the point in going on? I'll tell you what the point is. You know, that world out there is bigger than any world we'll ever know. You know, I live in Derry. I'm a wee fish in a big pond, but that's not going to stop me being who I am. You know, and somebody telling me, you can't do it because of your health. I can. And I will. You know, just because I want to do something and I'm limited to a lot of things, I'm going to push those limits. And I do on a daily basis. I have suffered at times. You know, I have pushed myself that far where I can't do nothing for days on end. You know, but it doesn't stop the want of getting out of my bed, to get up, to see things the way I see them. You know, there's different ways of looking at things, and I look at them like I can change my life. I can change the negatives and the positives. I can be myself. I am me. I'll never change. When I'm not feeling the best, I can be cranky or crab it. But as the husband says, happy wife, happy life. So he doesn't butt in. He just knows when I have my off days, he'll make me a cup of tea. And he'll just say, honey, when you're ready, we'll do whatever you want, just rest up. You know, but I'm like a blue arse fly. I go from one end of the house to the other, but I know myself, I have to give in at times and lie down, because I'll only make myself worse. And looking into the barbering at the tech, you know, was when I gave up the treatment, I was going through withdrawal symptoms from the treatments. I had the shakes, I had severe headaches and stuff. I didn't feel myself. I was constantly sick. But I knew I had somewhere to go. I had a target in my head. And when I had arranged with the Cedar Foundation about things that I would like to do, they focus on in general was like a pathway to keep moving. I thought, what better way than barbering, because I love working with hair, you know, and because I have short hair myself, you know, through no choice of my own, you know, my hair started falling out, so I went with it and gradually started getting shorter, and then I just thought to myself, them on the sides got to a stage where there was bald patches. I just cut them off, you know. And a bit of attitude came with it then because I could rock it, you know, and I thought, well, why go back to growing my hair? Obviously it's not meant for me, because if it was, it would grow and it would grow healthy, but it didn't. And with the barber in itself, when I was talking to them, I felt this like just a spark, you know, like a flame burning, something. I could feel the passion coming back into me, a reason. They keep fighting through these withdrawal symptoms. They keep fighting in general. I'm not saying, you know, the doctors are wrong. You know, I know my health's not well and I do feel it. But I choose to go treatment free and to face whatever life throws at me. You know, now while I can, maybe down the line, I'll not be able to keep continuing the way I'm going because it's tough. You know, it is. I'm in constant agony. You know, I've numbness in my right foot when I'm walking. My right leg drags. You know, I have 3 fingers in my right hand that's numb. But it doesn't stop me from doing the barbering because these is only 2 fingers I need. And by the luck of God, it's this finger, and this finger that go numb. So God's given me my way of, you know, you can still do your barbering because these 2 fingers are still working. So I'm just like to prove to a lot of people that follow your dreams, be who you are. You know, multiple sclerosis didn't affect my life now the way it affected my life 10 years ago. See, because of the multiple sclerosis and the limits it has left me in general, whether it be I'm limited to walking and things like that, you know, and tripping and falling over. Well, I looked at it and I got myself an assist bike because I loved cycling years ago. It just took me to a whole world. And I bought myself a self-assist bike. You know, it gave me my freedom back. You know, I get up in the mornings now and I love getting on my bike. You know, have kind of paralysed on my right side when it comes to using my legs. So when I put the effort in with my left leg, that puts the weight over onto the right and balances it out for me. So I would cycle in from Craigan and I would stick to the roads that are all lit up, you know, and I go out early in the morning so that there's kind of no one else around me and I'm all lit up. But I like to cycle across the Peace Bridge, but when I'm doing it, I'm free. You know, my mind clears. I feel like I'm me again. You know, I'm getting my exercise without overdoing it, without leaving myself in a state where, you know, I'm lying down because I can't use my legs or nothing. And actually, it's keeping me fit, keeping my mind clear, you know, getting me out and about. It's giving me freedom. You know, it's given me so much joy in my life. I can be a family. A family person again. I can go out with the weans and go cycling and knowing that I can keep up with them. And it's not a bike that you push a button and it drives you itself. It's not like that. You know, you have to put in to get it out. You know, so you put the effort in, you get the effort out. And say to have time with my family, you know, it was money well spent. But in general, when it comes down to it, you know, family's what matters. And for me, the only physical activity apart from the odd wee brisk walk when I'm up to it, is my cycling. So it's given me family life back. And, you know, that's the best life you could have, really. You know, it's all about family. But then I like my morning cycles in without the family because that's me time. And we all need me time. Well, I'm doing the barber now 6 months. And when I started, the girl that runs our class, the tutor, Groynes, says these is different things to work towards, you know. Like I'm going on there to cut hair in general, and I've never cut hair. So while we were being taught, there's different competitions that they're looking forward to, you know, different shows, as they would say, you know, that you could compete in. Well, I've made it on to the show here at the City Hotel, which is happening on the 12th of March next week. I'm nervous. Oh, isn't even the word for it. You know, they stand there in front of a room full of people judging how I cut hair, or let's face it, I'm there for a bit of crack. You know, never done it before, so why not? And the husband's going to be my model because he just knows to just sit there and whatever he gets done is I'm living with him, so I don't mind. It's me doing the work on him. Building up to the time and having different people coming in to practice on and things like that. They're having ideas in my head. It's alright having them in your head, but it's getting down to the graft and getting it done. You know, you're nervous. I'm looking forward to competing. Like, me being able to compete in a hair show where 10 years ago I couldn't even compete with my Wayne getting out of bed. You know, I was just in agony constantly. You know, now I've learned to, I have learned to fight it. You know, if you can feel it, you can fight it. You know, if the pain's there, then there's something worth fighting for. You know, you just get to stage now where you set a goal for yourself. And this was a goal of mine from the day I started the barbering. It was kind of something to look forward to. You know, could I do it? Would I be good enough in general to even be put in for it? And if I did, how would I go about it? Well, I did get put in for it. You know, I made it on to the final round to get there. I didn't think I would ever feel like this. You know, I'm even thinking about it now. My stomach's turning because I'm really nervous. You know, because there's such great talent out there. It's not just the Strand Take here. It'll be the likes of Lamavati as well and Sturban, and we'll be all competing against one another. And I know that in my class alone, there are fantastic barbers who are doing the level 2 with me. And if all goes well, Godspeed, next year I'm really hoping to do the level 3, you know. But when it comes to challenging myself, the best challenge that I could give myself in general is the cross campus now in March. And the thing is, it's not just the barbering, it's the fashion show that comes along with it. You know, you go on, you do your own style, you get your model, you dress them up the way you want to. You put your own personality and not only the style, but their clothing. You know, you're just putting yourself and what you see, what you visualise. Everybody's different, nobody's the same. So being in a room full of up and coming barbers and hairdressers, you know, watching them, it'll be intimidating. It really will, because it's not that I'm lackadaisy or just in general like slow. You know, I like having a bit of laugh and a bit of crack, you know, but I'm stubborn. You know, I go on there, you know, that I say I don't want to win, but I do want to be acknowledged. You know, I do want somebody to come over and say, you know, from starting in September to where you are now, you've come a long way. And I'd like to prove to people that for me to start so far down the line in a talent that I thought I could never do. You know, I was such in awe of watching hairdressers or barbers cutting hair and styling people and putting confidence onto them. They think that I could be somebody that does that to someone else. You know, when it comes to the cross campus in general, I just want to be able to prove to myself I can do it. This cross campus now is the highlight I have been looking forward to for so long. It's added up. It's 5 days away. It's flying in. You know, on the day in general, I think it would hit me more so than what it is now, because now it's next week. You know, it could change. You know, but I'm still going to it. You know, I'm still there. But in my head, it's so far away. It'll not be long creeping up on me. And I'll be sitting, looking around me, going, what the hell have I let myself in for? Why do I not say no? Well, I'm sick of saying no. I says no for a lot of things, and I let opportunities pass. You know, I'm not doing it anymore. So when an opportunity comes at me, I'm going to grab it with 2 hands. And you know what? like, what am I losing out of it? I'm either learning something or I'm going to regret it in the end up. You know, you can live with regrets. But why not just live a world where you have no regrets? Where nothing you ever look back on becomes a distant memory, you know. Never regret something that made you happy. And definitely don't regret something that made you smile. That's the way I see it.
Well, how are you feeling?
Nervous. Like,
Nervous?
we've been in here now 10 minutes. We weren't allowed to go downstairs to see you now. So we just...
Oh, you're grand, you're grand. It's just outside, get a wee picture of the hotel now as well. For a good dark, you know what I mean? So.
They're not letting us out then. You know the cat yourself, when you're in here, you're not allowed to move.
Aye.
And then there's air control down there. I'm going to check if you're still in the queue.
So you feel nervous?
Nervous, like we're coming to this part, and I feel like I'm going to be sick.
So is this your model?
This is my lovely husband.
Aye, what's your name?
Gary.
Gary. Who's the Gary?
How's it going?
Well, that's the competition over now. Unfortunately, I didn't win, but come here to tell you, it was amazing. Some fantastic people out on the floor, some of the cuts and the styles and the colours. Well, do you know what I mean? 30 minutes is a bit tight for not only a shave, but getting everything in. And I tell you what, there was a lot of people deserved everything they got. I done it for the experience, and maybe next year, at level 3 if I enter, I hope they do it again, because I must say, if it's an opportunity you should take. Don't pass the opportunity up. The thrill of getting on that floor
when you jittering over the place, you're so nervous. You're looking at yourself and you're thinking, what am I doing? But see, once you get on it and then it then happens, then it just comes on so quick. But it's definitely something worth doing.
When they tell me I can't, I tell them I can, I will, and I go out and do it. That world out there is bigger than any word you'll ever know. My life is not limited.